1 run. Trailing by 1 run.
That
That's
is
the
the
story.
difference. That is the difference between the two sides after, if you may say, it was a very, very complicated innings by the
Yeah,
Indian,
absolutely.
because what happened? The top order failed
Again.
yet again. Virat Kohli, major talking point, but it was Ashwin and Axar Patel's 114 run stand that has ensured that the damage is not so great. So Axar Patel notched up a second consecutive 50, shared a 114 run stand with Ravichandran Ashwin. But unfortunately, when the second new ball was taken, Ashwin fell, then Axar fell, and Mohammad Shami was the last batter to be dismissed by Matthew Kuhneman. So the teams are just separated by 1 run. It is much better than we were thinking at a time. If Australia could get a lead of 50
Even
or
50
even
runs.
40, then it is going to be advantage Australia. But
Yeah.
now, I think with the momentum that they have and looking at how the pitch is, it is firmly advantage India.
I think it's still 50-50 because you don't really know if, look, if one Australian batsman has a good knock, then
Yes.
you don't really know because I think both teams are still very much in the battle. Both can actually legitimately say, look, we're not out of it yet. And as Sarachandra Yalamarthi points out, yes, India will need 2 to 3 wickets today to actually really establish some sort of a stranglehold in this match. Because right now, I would think the Aussies would be slightly happier. Just slightly.
Maybe-
Given, how poorly they fared in the last match, this one at least is faring much better.
Yes, okay, you got better than 177 in Nagpur. Agreed. You got 263. Coincidentally and also brilliantly, you managed to take a 1 run lead.
And you managed to bowl out the Indians with, you actually, despite the fact that from 139 for 7, still getting 262 a concern, definitely beyond that, they managed to bowl out the Indians
Yes.
and do so in a relatively quick manner towards the end. Of course, that Akshar wicket, stunner of a catch
Stunner
from
of a catch,
Pat
from
Cummins.
Patty. But why am I saying India still are slightly bullish is because from 139 for 7, you got yourself to 253 for 7. That 114 run stand where you batted out more than 1 hour of the final session indicates that if you apply yourself on this deck,
There are runs to be scored.
there are runs.
Absolutely.
And Pat Cummins was yet again, maybe he didn't have the field that spread out, he didn't attack that much. That's why Ashwin and Axar could manage to get those runs. And remember, the rotation of strike was much more important in this partnership rather than the big runs.
Correct.
Axar, when he got the chance, he managed to hit some couple of sixes. And he was the aggressor. Ashwin was solid in defense and he also got some very important runs in the back end as well. Which is why I'm saying that 114 run stand, if you take away 50 or 60 runs of that partnership,
Then Australia would be very, very happy.
then I
very,
would have
very
said,
happy.
yes, more than 50-50, I would say it is as advantage Australia, if that was the case. But here, more than 50-50, I would say that is advantage India. And if one of our family members had pointed out that if you get 3 to 4 wickets, and remember, the Australians, the top order, the openers who are going to come out, it's not going to be David Warner.
Yeah, it'll most likely be Renshaw.
Mostly Renshaw, or if
Travis
they want
Head.
to, yes. Because if they open with Travis Head, what can be the biggest advantage that they have? One, if Shami and Siraj go bowl with the new ball, then Travis Head could very well take them on.
Correct.
That is the advantage and that's the capability that he has. Also, with the new ball, he can get some quick runs. Maybe if Australia end up with 40 or 50 by the end of stumps, then the advantage once again swings to them. But in the past, I have seen that Matthew Renshaw is an opener. He had opened when Australia had come here in 2017
Correct,
in India.
correct.
So I think they would want to go with Renshaw, have that buffer with Head in the middle orders.
Which is, to be fair, where Head has done the best of his performances, has been in the middle. And if Renshaw doesn't perform, well, then Warner wasn't doing much either. So
Yes.
You know.
So, what is the strategy that India should employ? Looking at the nature of the wicket, you saw the amount of turn that Nathan Lyon was getting. You saw the skiddiness that Kuhneman was generating off this wicket, and also a bit
And
of
Murphy, really.
a bit of loop and skid from Todd Murphy as well. Ashwin, Jadeja, and Axar, all these 3 individuals can ensure now that they can make some inroads because see.
Yeah.
Australia often gets spooked. Their batters get spooked when they see a lot of turn on the deck. Will a Steve Smith repeat masterclass of 2017 Pune happen? Because remember, Australia could have also lost that had not been for
Steve Smith's ton. Remember, that was what actually put Australia on the front foot in that match.
And Vivek, one of our family members, has said, mark my words, Steve Smith, third innings 100 is loading.
Well, no time left to press.
Yep.
And actually, I think for Australia, considering what the time there would be, I think we'll get an extended half-an-hour session, considering that, the innings change happened.
You have 11 overs remaining in the end of the
then
day
you're
now.
definitely getting an extended session. So you go by those overs. If they bat out 11 overs, get 20, 30 runs also
without
losing a wicket,
then
they will be really happy with where they are, because don't forget, the batting team gets the choice of the roller. They'll most likely take a light roller tomorrow in the morning, go bang bang for that hour or so. Then once the pitch starts to really disintegrate, that will be the key point where they'll, I think, be a little cautious, maybe look to bat on as long as possible. But remember, tomorrow would be day three. Yeah, so they would have plenty of time, really.
Yep. And Anish is like saying, if someone would have told me before 2 tests that Axar will be the highest scorer from both teams, I wouldn't have believed, but it's true. Bapu, indeed.
Absolutely. I
don't
think
Axe and Ash duo, Bapu and Ashwin in particular, what a magnificent partnership. And Axar in particular, his maturity. When he got the balls in the slot, he managed to hit it out of the park. And the more pleasing aspect, what the top order can take a leaf out of this duo, the rotation of strike.
Yeah, absolutely. Akshar and Ashwin were very, very clever to ensure that the scoreboard pressure never got to them.
Yes.
Because they ensured that they was getting those. Of course, see, you have to also remember, benefit of hindsight was that at that point the field was very spread out. So I don't think Cummins was looking to take too many risks, because at that point, I think that's where also full credit to Akshar. Akshar early in the innings tonked a couple of sixes.
Absolutely.
That would have spooked the Aussies a tad and said, no, let's just keep it back a bit. So that strategy paid off well, because his hitting those sixes ensured they pushed the field back, and then they could just comfortably rotate the strike. I don't think either Akshar or Ashwin have a problem playing spin.
Exactly.
So,
and look at there was one particular shot that drew the entire applause of the Arun Jaitley Stadium. It wasn't a 4, it wasn't a 6, it was the single, it was one forward defense.
Exactly.
Ashwin, when Lyon was just getting that much of turn, he strode right down to the pitch with his back leg was bent, defended to the ground.
Good defense there.
And that drew a massive round of applause from the Arun Jaitley Stadium. And Ashwin held the pose for that. So he was giving a message to the Australians that I'm in total control. I'm not spooked by the demons in the pitch.
Absolutely.
So that is the main reason why it is a very, very good situation that Axar and Ashwin have put India in.
Actually, but this is the thing. This is such a situation. I don't recall the last time something like this has happened, where you're going into the second innings. There's no clear favorite. Both teams can realistically sit there and think, yeah, you know what? We're in this game. We're definitely in this game. And this is the beauty of Test cricket. One of the things which people say about Test cricket is that it can go both ways. We're 2 days in almost, and we still don't have a clear-cut winner despite India's dominance. Australia are very much on, they're in the fight still. So, the way things are going, absolutely great.
I would give it advantage India still at
51-49 if you're going
50.1 to 49.9. That is the advantage I'll give it to India. It's a very close game, because remember, you lose 3 to 4 wickets and it's totally advantage. That's what 150 or 160, then it is 60-60, that 50-50. That's what Akash Bharadwaj is saying. Amit Khajuria is saying, get odds under 120, we will win for sure. A total in excess of 150 will definitely be very, very challenging.
For a fourth innings, yes, it will be.
100 plus, it can go either way. But I don't think India will be that spooked, because they're playing in their home. And basically, even 10 years back, same situation, India at that time just had a 10-run lead.
Correct.
But Australia collapsed in the third innings and India managed to chase down 160. So that is why it is 50-50, but advantage is with India because of that 114-run partnership that has just happened between Axar. And once again, I had pointed out, Australia and their inability to bowl the tail out quickly, cheaply. Absolutely. It's going to hurt them. It will always hurt them. That is the problem.
And yes, Shashank Kadam, you make a valid point that there has been a lot of dependency on the middle order in recent times. That's something we did say could be a problem, because, of course, the top order in recent times just haven't been consistently getting you the runs. The good news is, despite that, you're still in with a chance of winning the test match. And I think we're about to start with play.
Ravi Chandran Ashwin is going to open the bowling.
This should tell you what type of pitch this is.
Exactly. And you already had an inkling. I mean, see, Ashwin with that skid that he'll get with the new ball and with 2 left-handers at the crease. It's going to be a nightmarish last, you may say,
Who's come out to open?
41 minutes that the Australians will have to negotiate.
Head? Oh, head's come out
Head,
to open.
yes.
Very interesting. So, to answer your question, I think it was Sanket. Renshaw is a decent-ish player. He's had some issues with his confidence and technique.
Yeah.
Decent player, but it's not going to be really, him batting right
Yes.
now. It's going to be Travis Head.
Travis Head and Usman Khwaja, 41 minutes that Australia will have to negotiate, because remember, you're going to play until 5
Yeah,
p.m.
you will
IST,
most likely play.
because you have got 11 overs to go. So that is why, let's see how many inroads India can make and whether Australia can survive
Yeah, that's
without
the
losing
key.
a single
Yeah,
wicket.
if India get 2-3 wickets, very much in the game.
It is.
So anyway, we'll see you guys now. End of day's play. Plenty to talk about even then. For now, though, the action resuming. Goodbye.
Yep. We'll be back for stumps. Thank
And
you.
don't
Bye-bye.
forget, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, leave us a comment, and of course, stay tuned with Sports Today. We have so much more coming for you guys.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Vanakkam.